Okay, this is Math 7, and this is lesson 9-3. All right, so we're looking at composite figures. So Aaron was plotting his garden on graph paper, and this is what he ended up with. So to start, we need to remind ourselves how he wants to find the area. Each of these squares is representing 1 square meter. So we need to talk briefly about area. You probably learned this in other classes, but the area of a square or a rectangle is base times height. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. All right? So let's look at Aaron's figure. We could actually split Aaron's figure out. Let's go ahead and split it like this. Just want to highlight this. All right, so this part right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 dots in there, right? And then we could split it into this, right? How many is that? Well, let's figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I put that down, we could type this out. So this is going to be 8 times 4. This one down here is going to be 2 times 3. And then the triangle up at the top, well, it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. So it's 8 across, and it's 1 too high, and then we're going to times it by 1/2 because it's a triangle. All right? So that's 8 times 1/2 times 2 times 1/2. So let's add this up. So then we have 8 times 2 times 1/2. That's equal to 8. We have 8 times 4. 8 times 4. That's going to be equal to 32. And then we have 2 times 3, and that's going to be equal to 6. So when we add them up, we end up with 32 plus 6 is 38. 38 plus 8 is 46. 46 square meters. So there are 46 square meters. Oh, square meters is on there. So we can't compare because we don't have a class right now. We can't compare. But the question is, are there other methods you could use? I'm going to pause for a second, and I want you to think about it. Okay, I paused. Hopefully you thought about it and maybe gave me an answer. So the question was, are there other ways you could use it? The other thing that we can think about is other ways we can cut this up. So to me, it's pretty obvious that the easiest way to cut the top portion is to cut the triangle off the top, right? That could be a way that we could divide Aaron's garden. In both cases, we can divide Aaron's garden like that. Well, what else can we cut up? Well, we could cut it like this. We could cut this rectangle right here and have a rectangle like that, right? Are there any other ways? I'm going to let you think about if there's any other ways you could cut it, but I bet there's some other options. You could cut it into another shape. You could cut it into strips at this point. To me, the triangle is easy enough to cut off the top, but you might have another idea.